Okay, welcome to Your Healthy Steps. So this week we're going to be talking about a group of muscles that can really cause some pretty significant headaches. And we want to teach you the self-care tools and techniques that are going to help reduce that muscular cause of some pretty significant headaches.
For sure. Hi, this is Brian and Christina from Your Healthy Steps, and we're the creators of the Ultimate Foam Roller Blueprint. And we teach you purposeful foam rolling and self-care skills so you can be active and pain-free. So this is for educational purposes only. We are giving you 15 years of experience as neuromuscular massage therapists.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the location of the suboccipital muscles, and that's what they are. There are 4 of them, and they're really on the back of your neck. And so there's 4 on one side and 4 on the other. And Christina is going to be showing you where the location is on her. So I want you to follow along. I want you to be able to find these on yourself. Now realize that these muscles are deep to the bigger muscles, so you're really not going to feel them, but you're going to at least know where they're located at. So to do that, just take your hand, the fingers of your hand, and put it right on the spine, center of the spine of your neck, so that your pinky is right on the base of your skull. And you're pretty much right in the center of each side, the 4 on the right, 4 on the left. And 3 of these muscles really come off of the back of your skull, right off the base of the skull, and then come down and attach into the center. Well, at least 2 of them do. One come over here, and one does come over here and attach here. And then we have a 4th one that doesn't go to the base, but does come out here to the side. And it's kind of an important we're going to talk about here in a minute. But that's the location of these muscles. Okay, so again, we know how to find them on ourselves. What do these muscles do? Well, they really move our head. They give us this beautiful, wonderful movement of our head, such as nodding our head back and forth, tilting our head side to side, and looking or rotating our head from left to right. So that's the movement or the function of these muscles.
Yes. Okay, so what makes these muscles get tight? Well, the way we hold our bodies for a long period of time really affects these muscles. And so if we have our head tilted down, such as if we're on our phones, texting, or maybe we're playing a board game, or if we're at the kitchen and we're chopping and we're doing a lot of cooking, that head tilted position can make these muscles really unhappy.
Absolutely.
The other thing that affects them is if we're doing the opposite, if we're looking up, have that tilt up for a long period of time. Like if we're laying on the floor, right, and we're watching TV like that, that's a big one for kids.
Or yeah, TV up on the wall and we're looking up at the wall.
Yes. Yeah. Or if you're painting and you're painting the ceiling.
Yeah, I had a client that one fired right off on him.
Okay, the other way that this muscle gets unhappy is if we have our head tilted to the side for a long period of time. Like if we were at an opera and we were sitting on the side seats, so we had our head tilted all this time. Or maybe if we're in an airplane and you're looking out the window for an hour to 2 hours tilted like this.
It's a good way to get that thing fired up for sure.
Okay, the other thing that makes these muscles very unhappy is if you have air conditioning or just cold air blowing on your neck. It can really fire these guys up. And then the other thing is when the rest of the muscles around your neck and your shoulders get tight, if these guys are tight, they'll just get tighter.
All right. It's almost like a doubling effect. It just makes them really get angry. And what happens then is we develop these things called hyper-irritated points, which they're just hyper angry, hyper irritated, and they develop into what are called trigger points. And what a trigger point is the hyper irritated point that is now firing pain off somewhere else. And these muscles are just like every other muscle in the body. They have their own hyper-irritated points. And what's interesting here, you have 4 muscles, but really 2 of them are the ones that kind of develop these hyper-irritated trigger points. And you can see them here right where the black mark is. And their referral pain, or the pain pattern they develop, is right here. And what tends to happen is the pain starts here at the base of the back, the base and the back of your head. And then it just radiates toward the front. So you get this massive pain, and it's a deep, throbbing, just intense pain that radiates out and finally comes into the temple, even in the forehead, and into the side of the eye. So you get these massive pain where you just are trying to do anything to get rid of it. A lot of people call these like migraine headaches. They're so intense. that's the trigger point that this muscle can fire off.
Yeah, and these headaches, this pain can show up at any time.
Yeah.
One thing that a lot of our clients say, it's when they finally go to bed and they put their head on the pillow, and all of a sudden, that pain starts, and it's just a really deep, deep pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of our clients say that they can take their fingers and they find a tender spot, but they're just not able to relieve the pain. So
and
that's
Christina does that a lot. I'll see her doing this, and she just doesn't seem to be able to get in there deep enough.
Right.
Because these muscles are deep. Yeah.
So that's when having self-care tools is really going to be helpful for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And or sometimes when you have maybe you have trigger points that are already firing off, and you have these massive headaches, and it's too deep, then it's a good time for you to get a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
So before we talk about self-care, though, it's really important, since we're dealing with the back of the neck here, if you have any concerns about the skeletal part of the spine of your neck, or if you have bone density concerns, any concerns whatsoever, just talk to your doctor, talk to a chiropractor, talk to a physical therapist before you do these self-care techniques. It's just the best way to do it. Any concerns whatsoever, have it checked out first. That being said, we're going to show you how the self-care tools work.
Okay.
In this particular muscle. So Christina's going to be doing it, and I'm going to be showing you on Mr. Manny here. So we're going to be using a foam ball, and Christina's going to work one side first, and then obviously she would do the other side. So here she's starting right here, because we know that these bigger muscles in the shoulder affect these smaller muscles. So we want to start down here, get these shoulder muscles, and then we're just going to work our way up. And that's exactly what Christina is doing. She's taking that ball and she's working her way up and down the side of the spine. Now, a good way to help protect our spine is to take the non-working side hand and put those finger points right on the center of your spine, so you have a point of reference, and then the ball will just roll right next to your fingers, and so you don't have to worry about rolling over your spine.
And then my other hand is just holding the ball so it doesn't pop out.
Fly out, or it gives it more control. Gives it more control.
Okay.
And now Christina has worked her way all the way up to the base of the skull. So this is a really good place. And so you can see she's changed the direction in which she's working. So before it was up and down, now it's back and forth. She's just sort of working this from basically the center over to the side of the head here.
Feels good.
Feels good. And then she would just repeat that onto the other side.
Right. And the same is true for our stretches. We'll show you the stretches, but we're going to do one side, but always make sure you do both sides.
Absolutely.
Okay, so when you do your stretches, you want to prepare first by taking a deep inhale, and then when you stretch, you're going to let that breath out. So the first stretch is take a breath in, and you're just going to bend your head down and relax. The second stretch, and of course, hold it for a count of 5. I'm just going a little faster for this video. Okay, so second stretch is take a deep breath. You're going to turn your head, and your goal is to take your nose and bring it towards your underarm. So that would be the second stretch, and relax. Hold it for a count of at least 5. Okay, second stretch. Again, breathe in and turn your head as far to one left or right side as you can, and then bend down. And the last stretch is to take your ear to your shoulder. So again, deep breath in, and then breathe out. Okay, and then make sure you do the other side. Okay.
And always with stretching, just be gentle. Be gentle. There's no need to do it intensely.
Right. Yes. So if you found this information helpful and you want to take an active role in your self-care to reduce your muscular pain, then make sure you sign up for our next class. We have one coming up in October, and it's foam roll your way to pain-free muscles, and we'd love you to be there. So just click on the link so you can get that notification and you can register for it. Okay? So free online class. Okay, we'll see you then.
All right. Have a great day.
Bye-bye. Click it on the wrong one.